Let this idiot go. He's going to try to outbreak you down here, and he's going to wreck. Hey, I can see better. I'm messing up. That Ty Dillon looks like Lewis Hamilton out here. Come and check him. Awesome job. Way to work through it. We never panicked. We stood to our game plan and it worked out.
Welcome to episode 12 NASCAR Hotspot Podcast. I'm your host, Troy, joined by Chris, Caden, and Jay. In today's episode, we're going to go over many crazy, game-changing, silly season stuff for 2021. We're going to go over the weekend at the Charlotte Roval, which was historic in many different ways. So, how's everyone doing?
Fine.
Great. Coming off a championship.
Yes. Jay, tell us how you brought the NASCAR Hotspot truck to a championship.
Well, I mean, so we started at the back, and we were definitely the underdog. Like, to be honest, going in there, I thought we had no chance of winning it. But then they wrecked a few times up front, and we just avoided those wrecks and managed to win the thing. So, I mean, you take what you can get.
Yeah,
What series was that you were running in?
The WORC iRacing Series.
So let's get into the big news. So we started out the week last week with big news of Justin Marks' new team called Trackhouse. Team Trackhouse. I think it's Team Trackhouse, correct?
I want
No,
to
it's
say
just
it's.
Trackhouse.
I think it's just Trackhouse, like
because-
straight up
I think
just
it's
Trackhouse.
Trackhouse.
Yeah.
Alright. So he started a new team, Trackhouse. The driver will be Daniel Suarez. It will be the number 99 Chevrolet.
Daniel Suarez is, starting next season, he's driven in every single manufacturer in Cup. And he's only
a
raced in
straight
Cup since
journeyman.
2017.
Yeah, he's a
He's
straight
like a
journeyman.
modern day.
Dude, I think this is a good move for him. It seems like it's gonna be better equipment than obviously what he's getting at Gaunt Brothers with having an RCR affiliation. It'll be nice to see what he can do with an upgraded equipment and the fact that they do have a charter. Justin Marks thinks that they can be a playoff team, which, you never know because of super speedways. But I guess we'll just have to wait to find out to see how it can all go.
Yeah, if Suarez is running top 30 and 35th place equipment, he could arguably run top 20 in points. I mean, it's a new team, so I don't know I'm not going to have my expectations high. But I think early goal is a top 25 in points.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think it's a good place for him to land his feet because, I mean, he's been across several different teams the past few years, and now he has a chance to work with the team and build them up and build himself up and get back to where he was back in 2016 when he won that championship.
Yeah, this is definitely huge for them. You got the RCR alliance that they're going to have. So it won't be like 100% like an RCR car, but I'm predicting they'll run near Richard Petty Motorsports, if not better.
I honestly think they can run better than Richard Petty Motorsports, no matter who they put in that 43 car. Except for if by
Eric
any
Jones.
reason it's Eric Jones. Yeah. If it's Eric Jones, the 43 will outrun it. But if it's not, I expect Suarez to outrun the 43 car.
If it's Eric Jones, I expect him to be a playoff contender. Bubba was top 20 in points this season?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was floating around 20.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
21st, 20th.
Yeah, Jones can definitely up that a lot. Time will only tell for that one.
I know Mark said that he's got a couple of Fortune 500 companies looking in to sponsor him. It's not finalized yet, but if that's the case, they got money backing them, so they'll be able to obviously run better than what we think they'd run. So back to running on par or better than the 43. Yeah, if you have money backing you, you can outrun them for sure. It's a Germain Racing, kind of replacement, but also upgrade in a sense too. So that'll be good to see.
Yeah, it's true. They got the charter. It's rumored. No, it's not rumored anymore. They have a
It's
Spire
official.
charter. Yeah. No, it was confirmed that they're leasing a charter from Spire Motorsports. So Spire has 3 charters, leasing one to Trackhouse, and then they're gonna have 2 in 2021. Move over to Team Penske and Wood Brothers Racing, where
Yes.
they announced that Matt DiBenedetto will race for Wood Brothers Racing in 2021, but not in 2022, as Austin Cindric will be racing full-time for Wood Brothers Racing in 2022. And for 2021, he'll be racing full-time Xfinity again for another year with Penske, and will race for Penske in select Cup races in 2021.
There you go. I was waiting for you to get all of that out. That was a lot. That was a mouthful there for you.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I was really surprised by this announcement.
By it. Especially once the schedule came out last week.
I didn't think Cindric would become full-time next year. I knew he would race something in Cup next year, but I didn't think it'd be full-time. And I think DiBenedetto, I'm not personally a DiBenedetto fan, but I think he definitely deserves one more year. I had my expectations a little bit higher for what he did this year. I mean, he hasn't had a substantially good season, but I think he's going to make the playoffs next year if he has a season like this season. But I want to say to get another good top ride, he's going to have to win next season.
Oh, hands down. He's going to have to win. I don't want to say 2 minimum, but we could be looking at that. The only problem with that is we got the 2021 schedule. Everyone's automatically going, oh, Chase is going to have 4 or 5 wins. But the thing is, Cindric's running part-time. We know he's going to run road courses.
Yeah.
The dude's going to be insanely fast on them. And it's a Penske car. It's not like it's a, second Wood Brothers car that Wood Brothers is building. No, it's a 4th Penske car.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be stupid fast.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I expect Chase Elliott to win maybe 1 or 2 road course races next year. I don't know if I expect Cindric to win run, but I do expect him to contend for wins. And, it's going to be your same road course players, I feel like. I don't think we're going to have anyone new except Austin Cindric be up front.
Briscoe.
Briscoe.
Yeah, that'll be a possibility.
It's not announced, but let's be honest.
Yeah. We could see road course ringers come back that maybe we haven't seen in a while because of new tracks in the series. So, Allmendinger. We could even see, you never know, especially
Marcus Hamburg.
Yep, that's where I was going with that. Yep.
I would love that.
Dude is a go, bro. Dude can race road courses like no other, and he doesn't care what he does for the win. I mean, look at the 2 Watkins Glen races he has.
Yeah.
Back to Matt DiBenedetto. Chris added that he would have to have 1 or 2 wins. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying that's totally out of the picture, but I think it mainly depends on what rides are open after 2021. The big thing about this that I like about him re-signing is that if Wood Brothers kicked him out after 2020, then his options are pretty limited, and they're missing out on a pretty good driver.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's really fair for both Matt and Wood Brothers to just do 1 more year together, so Wood Brothers can have like that year in between DiBenedetto and Cindric, and then DiBenedetto can have 1 more year to improve on the team, learn more from the team, and maybe get an even better ride in 2021.
Yeah. I mean, for DiBenedetto, after 2021, I can't think of any top rides that are going to be free. The one I can think of is maybe the 24. Was that to 2022 or is that to 2021?
I believe he's to 2022. He might even be to 2023.
Yeah, I can't think of many big top rides that DiBenedetto could get after. I mean, who knows? Maybe some driver randomly retires, like Kurt Busch. He said he doesn't know if he'll be back after next season, so that could be always an option.
Eric Almirola is signed for 1 more year. Denny Hamlin's contract is rumored to be up at the end of 2021, so we never know with that. Yeah, besides that, the 10 and the slim possibility of the 11 would be the only upgrades from the 21.
And I mean, the 10. I'm not saying Almirola is a bad driver. I don't personally like Almirola. I feel like many other drivers could go in that 10 car and perform better than what Almirola is. Not bashing him, not saying he's doing terrible. I mean, he still made the playoffs, which is good. He made the round of 12, which is better than 30 other drivers. So, I mean, 28 other drivers, depending on what you want to say. So, I mean, he's a good driver nonetheless. But, I mean, De Benedetto could possibly be that replacement for the 10. That's depending if Almirola doesn't get a re-sign.
We got to move on to Clint Boyer is going to be retiring
Clint
after the
Boyer.
2020 season. He is going to be going off into the Fox Sports booth, the thing we have been dreaming about, not the part where he's retiring, but after he's retiring, going into a broadcast booth. Because when he commentated the Xfinity races, he was amazing. We've always loved his personality.
We're going to miss him on the track. There's not a single soul in the NASCAR community who hates Boyer for a legitimately good reason. Literally, Clint Boyer is probably has the best personality in all of NASCAR right now. That's no debating it.
Boyer is going to be saving the Fox booth because we all know that is horrific right now, especially with how terrible Jeff Gordon is at trying to be exciting. Look at this. Yeah, we get it, Jeff. We get it. Look at this. No,
Look at this.
No, we're not going to look at that. Boyer's going to be like, oh, man, look at them. And it's going to be like, oh, no. He's going to change up the wording, but do enough to where like it's entertaining for everyone.
Yeah. I've heard people say Boyer is too immature to be in the booth. But, like, come on. Fox booth is literally the most mature thing ever. They just need that little bit of sweetness just to add it. It would be perfect. It's not going to be better than NBC. But it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
Boyer going in is taking that place of DW that we needed for Fox.
No, he's not replacing.
He's not replacing. No, but he's filling that void.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like DW is what I don't think any of us really realized how bad Fox was until we lost DW. Because DW, I didn't think he was that good until. Well, he retired, and I was kind of like, wow, this is like watching paint dry. Like, it just wasn't entertaining. It's kind of like watching a Michigan race.
I think the only time that I actually heard excitement out of either one of them this year, or out of Mike Joy or Jeff Gordon, was
Chase taking out Logano?
No, when they raced North Wilkesboro on iRacing. That was straight up
Clint Boyer was there.
That was straight up the only time that I heard excitement out of both of them.
They were both more excited about fake racing than real racing.
Yeah. Why is that what? It's sad, but points out the problem too at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, so there's some more news. I don't know if we were going to talk about this. Eric Jones is apparently, according after the race, he said he has a deal going to be finalized within the week or so.
Yeah, I did hear something about that.
Yeah.
So
he isn't gonna. That doesn't mean he's gonna be announcing it.
No, yeah, he's not gonna be announcing it.
He will have something finalized, which means he will not be left on the streets.
Which is good. I mean, he's probably top 3 for younger drivers, I would say. I mean, he's obviously behind Chase, because Chase is just on a whole nother level. He could be. What do you want me to say? The man has 9 wins compared to next most, which is 4. I think it's 4. Unless you're
Blaney,
including Larson.
Blaney's got 4.
Larson's 7 either way.
Oh no, yeah, Larson's got 7.
Yeah, I mean,
he
you
was
could
a year
argue that
before Chase, right?
2 years.
He was
Chase came
2
in
years.
2016. Larson was 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could argue. Chris is not going to be happy. You could argue Jones is better than Blaney.
No, I'm
mean,
gonna do something. I'm gonna do something right now.
He's pulling up racing reference.
He's pulling up actual stats, bro.
Man.
Bro, you're leaving out the part that well, actually, Jones and Blaney both have had really bad crew chiefs.
Luck.
So.
Yeah, they've had both terrible.
I think no, Jones is much worse. Oh, I mean, you can't even deny that Reddick kind of screwed over Jones this year. Wrecked him at Pocono, and then wrecked him at Daytona. So
Yeah, definitely hurt him.
yeah, it literally killed it. He was only behind by like 20. He would have made the playoffs. Yeah, and he didn't have a race winning speed at Pocono. I mean, obviously he didn't. Harvick and Hamlin did, but he had like top 10 speed, top 5 speed. So it would have been a good point stay. But Tyler Reddick, just my absolute favorite driver, just took him out.
Oh, there's Eric Almirola.
Yeah. No, Eric Almirola is my third favorite, behind Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, obviously.
You know what's funny? There's actually
You
a
guys are
slim
gonna cut
chance
that.
that there's a slim chance that both of them could make the Final Four and just ruin everything this season.
Nah,
I would be so mad.
Logano's not. I will cry if Logano does.
What do you mean Logano's not? Logano has a better chance than Chase Elliott.
Chase is literally in it as of now, bro. Get out of here. Logano is
Okay.
how far back?
Chase has 2 wins on a
Logano's
road course, and the
actually
final
not.
4 races don't have any road courses in them. Whoa!
You know the
Chase
funny
win
part
the
is,
DNF
we're
every
literally,
race?
Hasn't
Why-
Chase-
we're
didn't
literally,
Chase win Kansas?
we're literally too good at sneaking. We're literally, he's won Kansas. He's sneaking almost won Martinsville. He's almost
Multiple
sneaking
times.
won Texas. Well, not I wouldn't say
Well, not
almost, but
multiple times,
he's had top 5 pace at Texas.
And
And then he
I'll
win
say
Texas.
Kevin Harvick is goated at Texas, so
Yeah, so Harvick wins Texas. Hamlin, I'm not going to put all my money on Hamlin. You can't put all your eggs in one basket.
honestly, yeah, I don't know if Hamlin's gonna win one of the Final 4
I don't-
races.
I think he'll make it in on points. And then Truex, I'd say, he doesn't have Martinsville in the bag, but I could definitely see him definitely being up there, having an insane points day.
There's 2 people that have a shot against Truex at Martinsville. It's
That'd be Joey.
Hamlin and Brad,
Not Joey.
not Joey.
mean,
Joey's best shot is beating
Shot
Joey
is
Logano
Kansas.
at Kansas.
You got who do you have? You have Harvick and Hamlin. You have Joey. You have Brad. You have Truex, and you could argue Chase, but I don't see him I don't see him winning. So you could argue Chase. That's 6 drivers right there, and Bowman and Kerr, they could sneak in. They haven't been bad. Bowman's been the worst of the 8, but Bowman could win. No, he could. Bowman could win Kansas. He's been good at Kansas.
He could
And
win
Kurt-
Kansas. Honestly, that's kind of like going to be an underrated race for him that people are overlooking for him. And I don't know why, because we saw Kurt finally have success at Las Vegas and punch his ticket into the round of 8. So
Anything can happen.
The Xfinity race at the Roval was a race that seemed to never end, and it somehow did in a wild fashion. So pretty much the first 5 or so laps were pretty chill. And then it started raining, and the race would never be the same again.
it was a cluster. It was a barn burner.
It was a
There
race that deserved to be
2,000
taken behind the
cautions.
barn shot.
Yeah, but that's what makes the Roval, especially when it rains.
Roval's still overrated.
It
Fact.
looks fun in the rain. I would
It's
love
better.
to go
It's
around
better
there
in
in the rain.
Xfinity than it
Bro,
is.
I would
on
not.
Cup.
I would not want to be in that race.
I would have loved to have
That
been
was
in
one of
that
those
race.
races
Oh
where
my God.
I would like to just quit.
To be honest, it looked like they were having fun sliding around out there. Once they got used to the wet track, it got pretty good there at the end. They were battling pretty hard.
See,
Yeah, I
if
was
there
listening
wasn't
to
so
a couple
many,
of radios.
if
Sorry.
there wasn't so many puddles of water everywhere, it probably would have been. Troy would have liked it, but since there was too many puddles of water and he doesn't like to have fun, he didn't like it.
Facts.
Rain starts, put rain tires on. Noah Gragson leads. He takes off a little bit. And then on lap 15, Gragson spins. And then Chastain, that was in the top 10, also spins. And then the 47 spins. And then the 99 spins. And then the 61 hits the barrier. And the 41 follows. And the 5 follows the 44 and 61. And this creates a caution. That was the turning point in the race where I feel was oh, this is going to be one hell of a crazy race. Nuremberg Green, I think it was a 1-lap shootout or 1 or 2-lap shootout for the end of the stage. Kaz Grala Ended up winning that
Legend.
stage. Yes, very underrated road course racer. I think that if he does not get signed to he's probably gonna get signed to 32. That's a rumor. If it is not, then Shoja should have a third car for the road courses next year.
Yeah, that'd be a smart move for them.
Yeah.
Clear as day move. And if he gets a full-time Xfinity ride, no one's been talking about the Cullen cars.
So that was to the end of the stage, and Grala won the stage, and Bigo won, and Herbst is in the top 5 for some apparent reason because of strategy, and he's racing with Gregson. He's trying to get past Gregson, and I feel like it was like a racing move. People were like, "Oh, it's payback." I feel like it was kind of like a racing deal. They're both inexperienced drivers in rain, and especially Herbst's inexperienced driver in the rain, and it's also
It's just
Riley Herbst.
inexperienced.
Yeah.
Yeah. He grew up
And,
racing dirt and not ovals.
Yeah, so he clips Gregson, and Gregson goes into the barrier. Not a lot of huge damage, but that really killed his race from a race that Gregson definitely could have won. But that killed his race. He had trouble going back to the front. Haley had I feel like the car to beat at that point after Gregson got spun. And then Haley crashes. I forget whose fault it was or what happened. Haley crashes. He takes his car out of the race. It was too much damage. And then we move on, and we have a restart. And on the restart, Harrison Burton is around 5th or around there, 5th or 7th around there. And he goes through the gears, and I think he blew his transmission or something.
Maneuver around this car sitting sideways in the middle of the racetrack. Poor visibility and all. Follow along here with Harrison. Oh, right there. Yeah. Right there. It either went into gear or jumped out of gear or he missed the gear. I can't really tell. But definitely some driveline issues there, Jeff.
Jumped the transmission, and he was one of the guys that came into the race fighting for a playoff spot, and he was close, only cut points out. But his car's taken to the garage. It's terminal damage, of course, so it's not something you can really repair and go out for. So that ends the 20s chances early in the playoffs, which sucks, but we'll get to that.
Didn't he have a
why it's
didn't he have a top 5 car? He was running up front. I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he had a top 5 car once we got into a longer run. A long run is like 4
Long run,
laps.
5 laps.
I love looking at the caution, cause on Racing Reference there's number of laps for each green flag run. 3, 3, 8, 4, 3, 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 7, 1, 10, 1, 3, 2, 2.
10 laps.
10 laps was the longest.
Wow.
Was the longest one, and behind that was 7 laps, and then behind that was 6. It's wild, it's stinking crazy.
Yeah, it was 10, 8, 7, 6, and then it was 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 3.
If you didn't watch the Xfinity race, you missed it was a pretty cool race. But it was a race that seemed to never end. So
Yeah, it
who
felt
won
like it took so
stage-
long.
oh yeah, and then
It did
Briscoe
feel
won.
long.
Yeah, Briscoe won stage 2. Everything else how does he go? I think Briscoe pretty much dominates the not dominates, but he leads it. It's mostly between Allmendinger and Briscoe. Briscoe leads 15 straight laps from 36 to 50. And then Allmendinger takes it, Briscoe takes it, and this is as the race goes on. And then with 2 to go, or near 2 to go, Brandon Brown crashes, and he was a little bit of a long shot, but if someone crashed out besides him, he could have made the playoffs, the next round of playoffs, which was weird. But he makes a mistake. I think it was just made a mistake, got into the grass off the corner, and it killed his car.
We saw a lot of drivers miss the chicane that day, didn't we? Was that the cup race? Oh,
No,
Harrison
it was
the
Bird
Xfinity
missed
race.
it twice. Harrison Bird missed it twice.
Mm-hmm. And
I did see that.
yeah, it was like a lake on the front chicane. It was Briscoe leads the restart, and the final restart. Surprisingly, there was a final one. Briscoe leads the final restart, and going out of turn one in a very
Allmendinger
in a
dumped him.
spot that many guys made mistakes in and spawned themselves out in. Briscoe just going for the win, trying too hard on it. Spun out.
Briscoe's got a better
turn one.
restart.
A lot better start for Chase Briscoe, but here comes the 16 again. AJ Allmendinger with a great turn, and now the 98 goes around.
What do you mean he was trying too hard? He hit a puddle of water and just spun around.
Yeah, you hit it freaking late, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had to have been like this deep.
Point
yeah, it was
point
like a
on
couple
why
inches.
I did not like the race. There's lakes everywhere. T-spins pretty much giving Allmendinger the win.
The gap is closed
the
up.
8. The 8 slid the rears.
The 16, AJ Allmendinger, will win at the Charlotte Roval.
Caution. I think the gods there was no caution after that one.
Who
Allmendinger
finished
takes
second?
his second.
Gregson. Like
Gregson.
leading
Really?
Yeah,
up.
Gregson.
Yeah,
LeBay
Gregson-
got 4th.
Yeah,
Yeah, LeBay
Gregson's
got
car
fourth.
was-
Dubs, baby. Dubs.
I want to see LeBay in that 98 next season. I want it. Imagine that, bro. He could
All right,
win.
that would be
I would
gnarly.
say he would
I
win
agree with that.
one race at least.
Dude, he's
LeBay has been
overachieving in the
strong.
36.
yeah. He's
What
been
team?
strong
What
this
team
year.
does he drive for?
Mario Gosselin.
Yeah.
Just go through the little finishers. LeBay 4th, we've gone over. Cody Ware, Rick Ware Racing, got 7th, which is huge.
Isn't that his first ever top 10?
I'm not even gonna look at it because I
Probably.
already
I wanna
can
know.
assume that one. I can assume that one. Jade Buford in the 07. He finishes 8th, and then Jeff Earnhardt with 11th, which is pretty good. Everything
Way to
was
go.
pretty like self-explanatory, I guess.
I think the ones to note of the playoff drivers were obviously Briscoe because he spun, and then Ryan C finished 21st. I don't know if anything happened to him. Did anything
Something
happen to
definitely
him?
happened.
Yeah, he spun
Didn't
into
he hit-
one, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
LeBay actually probably would have won that race before he spun and hit the wall and then still finished 4th. He
That's
spun and
very
hit the wall
true.
late.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
seeing a clip of that. Yeah.
And he was like
Yeah.
chasing down the leader. He was like in second too.
How about Austin Cindric race? What happened to him on race? Where was he?
He raced today? Oh, I didn't see it.
Didn't even look like he was
And
relevant.
a guy that most people look for to win and dominate the race. He was back end of the top 10 all day.
He was top 10?
He was barely. I don't remember even a point that he was batting for the lead or battling up front.
He finished
He was
4th
a
in
non-factor
stage
almost
2.
all day.
And that was it.
Yeah, he wasn't very notable at all.
Yeah.
He
It was
he
the
got
Allmendinger and Briscoe show.
Yeah.
Like all the road courses, it seems like the Roval at Charlotte's like the one road course he can't be a factor at. Like all 3 years.
Yeah, I don't remember him at I mean, he wasn't really insane road course ringer last year, but he was pretty good. I remember that.
He won two.
He
I think he
won
won two or
two.
three of the road course races last year.
Yeah.
actually.
I thought he only won
Mid
one.
Ohio and Watkins Glen, I think.
Yeah, that was definitely surprising to see Cindric struggle most of the day, especially in the rain. Many people were like, "Oh, rain." Cindric has definitely got somewhat of an advantage or something over the field. No, he still struggled.
Yeah, he finished 3rd both years prior.
Really?
I knew he wasn't top 2. I knew he wasn't top 2 either one.
4 drivers got eliminated the round.
Riley Herbst is irrelevant.
Riley Herbst tried. Yeah,
I thought he was gonna win it
tried
for a
the
while.
strategy, but then failed.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine if he won that
Even
damn
when
race.
he was like up front on the strategy, even when he was up front on strategy and was like top 5, I'm like, he's not winning this. It wasn't even like a thing in my mind where it's like, what if he wins this and that? Like, get out of here. Don't be silly.
I don't think I would have showed up today.
Michael
if you would've won that
Neckett's
damn
eliminated.
race.
Michael Neckett's eliminated. Brandon Brown and Harrison Burton's problems in the race.
Rip.
Takes
three
him out of the
races.
playoffs, which sucks.
I mean, he should have arguably made the round of 8 over Ryan Sieg. A family team beat 2 JGR cars to make the round of 8. Troy, what are your feelings on that?
Dude, it wasn't even close, too. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, exactly. Except the one JGR car, Brandon Jones. He had an impressive first round.
We're talking about the 2 that got eliminated.
But we're talking about JGR.
No, we're talking about Ryan Sieg beating 2 JGR cars.
Yeah, Harrison Burton is one of them.
Yeah.
Who had him in the Final Four?
Troy.
You're silent.
I had him in the Final Four.
Should have went with the other Toyota
Old
driver.
strategy, Cotton.
Into the playoffs. Now we will decide the Final Four. So up top is Chase Briscoe plus 37. He's pretty much a lock. Unless he chokes, of course, everything. It's 2020. Same with Austin Cindric. I feel like he's still a lock, even though he's plus 27. And then Justin Allgaier, no Gregson. They're plus 10 and plus 2. Not safe at all. They got to work for it. They gotta maintain these positions that they have and defend. From the dark horse, Justin Haley, who is minus 2 now, below the cut line. And Brandon Jones, who's minus 5. Ross Chastain and Ryan Sieg are the ones that I feel like need to win. They can't rely on points. Ross Chastain's minus 15 and Ryan Sieg is minus 23. They need a win to get into the Final Four. They're too far back to depend on points and race their way in off raw speed.
Yeah, and with everyone that they're racing Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric, who are going to be consistently up front and probably almost likely make the championship 4. It's like almost basically confirmed that they'll make the championship 4, how good they run. And everyone else that Chastain has to battle is Gregson, Jones, who else is there? Justin Allgaier, Haley. I don't think Haley will be a factor this round, to be honest. I think he'll finish maybe 6th in points.
I think he'll be a factor, but he won't be like someone like I feel like out of like the guys below right now, I think Jones is the main guy that Allgaier and Gregson needs to really worry about defending.
Yeah.
Because like of course Jones has 2 in a row now at Kansas. He has Roosevelt in Texas. He's pretty good at mile and a halves.
Yeah.
And then there's one race that they haven't been to yet.
Martinsville,
baby.
Big wild
Let's
card.
go.
Let's be honest.
Let's
Let's be honest.
Big dubs.
Don't even say big wild card. It's gonna be Chase Briscoe who wins it. Let's be honest. We all know that.
Jay, you want to start since you're our guest?
Yeah, sure. Briscoe and Cindric are going to be a lock for me, of course. And then, I mean, Allgaier, Gregson, Haley, Jones, Chastain, like those guys are going to fight out. But I think Gregson and Haley will get in. Haley's kind of dark horse to me, but I think
Not Allgaier?
No, I think Allgaier, like, he might struggle, he might have a bad race, but I think Justin Haley could get lucky here and move on. It's a really close cut line, so.
Obviously, Justin Haley's the most lucky driver
I mean,
in the Xfinity Series.
But, yeah, Briscoe, Cindric, Gregson, and Haley. Gregson's good at Phoenix, but we'll see.
He's got to get there first.
He's got to get there first.
Yeah. He's got to not make any dumb mistakes. I'll go next. You know who's also good at Kansas? Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones will win Kansas, go to that championship 4. And then it'll be Cindric and Briscoe. I think they're almost locks. And I've been tossing and turning. I've been losing sleep over this. Who's going to be the final driver to make the championship 4? It's almost no contest. It's going to be Justin Allgaier, I think. I think Noah Gregson. He's not a bad driver. I think he's just over-aggressive. I think he'll try to push the issue a little too hard to the point where he maybe makes a mistake or wrecks, and it'll kill him. Justin Haley, if he runs out of luck, which he probably will. I mean, no, he won't. He won't run out of luck, but I mean, it's just Haley. Unless he wins with the top 2 leaders wrecking, he's not going to win. So just Haley won't make it. Ross Chastain, if he had more playoff points and bonus points and won races, I would definitely put him in the championship 4. But with the hole he has to get through and the drivers he has to beat, I don't see it happening. And then Ryan Sieg.
Self-explanatory.
No.
Yeah. All right. You want to go or me?
I'll go real quick. So Cindric Briscoe as a lock. Brandon Jones in as third driver. And then I'm going to have Justin Allgaier in as the fourth driver. I think similar thing as what Caden said. And I feel like Allgaier's experience will take him there too.
Yeah.
Cindric Briscoe Jones. Easy 3. Easy locks, honestly. Jones will either point his way or he'll win Kansas. One of the two. The fourth one, I think, is honestly a toss-up between Allgaier and Chastain because I feel like Chastain's going to be aggressive at Martinsville because
he's
it's a
going
short
to be
track.
totally aggressive.
It's a short track, and Chastain's going to play that to his favor all day long. I want to say Allgaier as a junior motorsports fan. If Chastain doesn't win the race, Allgaier is going to be in the Final 4.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll go with that.
If Chastain doesn't win, he has 2 little bonus. How many stage wins does he have now this year? Like
2.
He does 2 exactly. I mean, he's the most consistent driver, yeah, but he's got 2 stage wins.
It's not going to get you to the Final 4, not with this point system.
Yeah.
If he wins Martinsville, yes, he'll be Final 4. If not, Allgaier
Well, yeah,
is the 4th
it's a
spot.
log.
Yeah, but that's the only way I see it happening.
Yeah, I agree. Should we head into Cup?
Yeah, let's move up into Cup. So the Cup race started out in a historic fashion. It was the first Cup race in history to use rain tires during a race. It was the first Cup race to race in the rain since the 50s. And the start of the race, it was deemed not dry enough to start in slicks, so everyone started on wets, and that set up for a fun couple starting laps. Because one, of course, everyone does not know what their car is capable of, how fast it is, how it handles. 2, most of the field has a tiny bit of rain experience, but like nothing like the Charlotte Roval, nothing like they're gonna experience in the Cup cars and everything. It was a very interesting start, and I think the one key guy that we all will point out is Ty Dillon at the start. I don't know where he started, but he drove himself up in the first 10 laps, I think it was, to top 5, which was very cool to see. I like underdogs over achieving. Especially since it's a team that's going out soon.
It was cool to see Ty Dillon win the stage and see Christopher Bell be competitive in the first couple of stages. It was cool to see that happening.
Third career stage win.
Yeah, so
was
he
it third?
won
Yeah, was
last year.
No, Dega and Bristol.
No, Bristol.
I thought it was Dover.
He beat out Boyer in like a photo finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that happen, especially for a team that hasn't had that success.
After the comp caution, which was on like lap 10, everyone came in and kept their wet tires on, but Ty Dillon's team and a couple others made a very interesting move that in the beginning of the restart, everyone was like, this move does not work out, and Ty Dillon immediately fell back. But as everything got into it and Ty got a rhythm, he was 4 seconds faster than the entire field. And he moved his way up to the front. There was a long run at the end of stage 1, and most guys did not know if their rain tires, since the track was getting drier, would hold up to the end of the stage. As if you don't know, rain tires on a dry surface, just it kills them. They just die really quickly. It's really hard to save them. So Ty Dillon was like easy, going through the field, no worries once his car got hooked up. But guys like Boyer, Boyer was the main one that risked it since he was leading most of the time. Ty Dillon passed him and everything, and they were just hanging on for dear life until I think John Nemechek. Yeah, John Nemechek spun. We got a weekly John Hunter caution.
Weekly John Hunter caution. Back at it again.
Remember when everyone said it was like the very start of the season? John Hunter, he's gonna win Rookie of the Year. He's running top 10 every race. Oh my God!
So this set up for a one-lap shootout to the end of stage 1, where most of the guys pit, and we had a lot of risky guys, besides Ty Dillon, who's leading, that stayed out. And this top 10 was one crazy top 10. Besides Logano,
Beautiful.
who's the only playoff driver to score points in stage 1, we had Ty Dillon, Christopher Bell, Matt Benedetto, William Byron, Timmy Hill.
Timmy Hill, the GOAT.
Timmy
The
Hill.
GOAT.
He's
Absolute
trash.
GOAT.
He can only win on iRacing. Explain the 7th place there, boys.
Yeah.
5th place, wasn't it?
Fifth, 1, 2, 3.
Fifth.
That's fifth.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Um,
he's the
Fifth.
GOAT. Man's better.
Absolute
then-
unit.
Take over the 18 after Kyle Busch this season.
Yep.
Kyle Busch is trash.
Al Busch is trash.
Couldn't even make the round of 8 rookie numbers.
For Timmy Hill was Ryan Newman, Blaney. Logano was the only playoff driver to stage to get points in that stage, and then Bubba and Eric Jones. We restart stage 2, and this is when stage 1 was really good. It was entertaining for me. But stage 2 is when like things started like to get in. There was no thing about different tires. There was none of that. It was kind of just like a normal Roval race. Wasn't many incidents. I can't remember like any like huge spins or any of that, or guys making mistakes that did not bring out a caution.
Who won stage 2?
Blaney, I want to say.
Oh yeah, it was
Brady.
Blaney.
So stage 2, Byron leads most of it, and then Blaney takes the lead and leads the rest. I think there was a green white checker or something to end the stage, but either way, Blaney wins the stage. Stage 2, well deserved. And then stage 3, Clint Boyer takes the lead. He leads one lap at the beginning of stage 3. And then Blaney lead back, leads 2 laps. So we go later in the race. Ryan Preece, another team, well, not team as a whole, but the 37 team is rumored to be shutting down at the end of the season. Not official.
It is?
No, it's not official, but there are rumors that
I didn't even hear those.
there won't be a 37.
Surprised by that.
But Ryan Preece, I believe he took the lead in a restart, and it wasn't really like he was holding up the pack. I feel like he was holding off. Who was it?
Bowman.
Bowman, Logano, Chase, Bush, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, he was still running pretty fast lap times. I know that. He was running, I mean, not pretty fast. He was running decent lap times to the point where he even was still top 5. I mean, once he lost the lead, he kind of faded pretty fast. But, I mean, he wasn't horribly slow.
He led 8 laps, which was pretty good. Then Bowman took the lead for a little bit, and then Chase Elliott got the lead. And once Chase Elliott drove up behind Bowman and pretty much passed him, no problem. I think that's when we noticed this guy is pretty much like the fastest right now, and it's gonna be hard to beat him now. This late in the race, especially. And a caution comes out. Forget why. Why the caution?
Debris.
Was it
Debris?
debris?
Yeah, it was that
There's
big
debris.
giant piece.
Yeah. So Kyle Busch, he's running top 5 with a car that is used up. He already had a bad day, but
He was a
It was
pinball
race
all race.
yeah.
He
It
was
was a
looking
race
like
car, though. I mean, I don't think it wasn't Chase Elliott level, but if he had the right restart, he could have easily taken the lead.
top 6 car.
top 5. I'd say top
Yeah,
5,
top 5 car.
but not winning.
No, he didn't have a
Yeah,
winning
well, like,
car,
not
but
winning,
you
but,
never
like,
know.
came down to a 2-lap shootout. He would have done anything. He would have wrecked Chase.
Bush's team decides to stay out on the caution while literally everyone else pits.
Petty.
I think he expected other people to stay out and go for the win. I don't think he expected everyone to come down pit
That
road.
bit him in the ass so hard.
Yeah.
That
This
pretty much
sucks.
killed his race. We go on the restart and Bush takes the lead, but only for I think 2 laps before Eric Jones actually passes him. You want to go into Eric Jones rant? I think he took the lead for 1 lap. You can go on the Eric Jones rant quickly, Caden.
Okay. He deserves so much appreciation. I mean, in the equipment he has, he should be winning races. But if you take a step back and look at what he has done, he's been pretty impressive. He's been one of the more impressive younger drivers. He has no offense, but he has a terrible crew chief, like one of the worst in the garage. And I mean, like I said in the playoffs, he has only finished outside the top 10 once, and that was at Richmond. He won Talladega. I'm gonna keep saying that because he did win Talladega.
He won Talladega.
He finished like top 10 Vegas. He finished 3rd at Bristol, and he was actually catching the leaders coming down to the last couple laps. He finished 3rd here, which is insane. He's finished well at every track. But I'm not going to bash Kyle Larson. But if Hendrick is looking at Larson more than they're looking at Jones, if it comes down to money, I would say maybe Larson. But I think talent-wise, Eric Jones is arguably as good as Larson. Larson has been slow. 2018 sucked for Larson. He had speed, but he sucked for Larson. And everyone's going to go to Kyle Larson has terrible equipment. No, CGR is pretty good. Kurt Busch made the round of 8 this year. Case closed. So, I mean, that's what I say. I think Eric Jones needs a lot more appreciation. And he needs a lot more appreciation because he's going to go to that 88.
That was so cringe right there at the
All
end.
right,
You were so
so-
good right up
so
until
bad.
there.
Yeah, we're gonna move on there. So Jones led 1 lap, and then Chase took the lead, led the last 18 laps.
Chase basically said, "Hi, how are you? I'm gonna go win this now." Okay,
Yeah.
bye. That's about what happened.
That's all that happened.
Bush
ended up spinning Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon
It was on
wasn't
purpose.
gonna be winning anything or getting a good finish. Still sucks for his playoffs, how good they've been, just to go out like that, getting caught up. The NBC said a stat that kind of blew my mind, and it kind of shows Dillon as a road course racer. His best finish on road course in the entire career is 15th, which is really crazy. So Chase won. It was his 4th road course win in a row after Watkins Glen last year, Roval last year. This year's Daytona road course, and finally the Roval.
The youngest. 4 road course wins in a row. Chase Elliott's going to do it again at the Roval.
This year. So that ties him with Jeff Gordon, but Jeff Gordon still has the 6 in a row from 97 to 2000 on road courses. So Chase has got to work a little bit next year, especially at Circuit de Americas.
Hey, can I rant about Kyle real quick after all the highlights I saw?
Yeah, rant about him, then we'll talk about points.
All right, Kyle Busch this weekend. Dude was bouncing off of everyone the entire damn race. I don't remember which restart it was, but I know he bounced off of 4 different guys, and then he completely annihilates. Well, not annihilates. He just runs into the back of Austin Dillon, he didn't even try to not watch for him. I knew going into this race he was gonna have a bad race, and he just backed it up with his performance. It was just, it was sad, but at the same time, just horrible to watch.
Did we mention how Truex and Kurt spun on the final lap? I was getting so happy. I'm like, yeah, another third place finish for Truex. And then the camera points at Truex, and he's spinning around with Kurt Busch. I'm like, oh.
So during Truex's interview, he pretty much said that like, Kurt and him were side by side, and Truex thought, I think that Kurt would back out or something. And once they entered or were going into the chicane, he noticed that like he wasn't gonna make it. The two of them were gonna make it, and Truex like tried to back out of it and stuff like that, but it was too late. And Kurt and Truex spun. Kurt still maintained fourth, but Truex fell back to seventh. So 4 drivers were eliminated after this race. Most notable, everyone has heard it, Kyle Busch, defending series champion, eliminated from the playoffs, along with Austin Dillon. Clint Boyer was close, lost power steering with like 35 to go, and he drove his butt off the top 10. But he had a winning car, and it's heartbreaking for him. But he eliminated Eric Almirola. The team even said it that the round of 12, the way it was set up with how the races were, that the team was going to struggle. And if they could just make it past the round of 12, very unlikely, but if they could just make it past, then like the round of 8 would be like very strong for him. Either way, Eric got eliminated, which was pretty much predictable. So that leaves 8 drivers, and I hate the playoffs. Y'all know that, but the round of 8, I love it because it's no BS. Like Austin Dillon advancing, that wasn't BS. But like, there's no like drivers that did nothing all season and are now in it. The round of 8 are the best all season. The ones who have worked their butt off, the ones who have raced their way into this pretty much. They're now competing for the final 4 spots. It's really close. No matter the points difference, count nobody out. So Kevin Harvick, pretty much a lock. Everyone knows that, you know. Texas, he's won the last 2 fall races there. 2 or 3 fall races.
3. 2019, 2018, and 2017.
Wasn't 2018 encumbered, though?
Yeah,
Yep.
But he still got the win. Because
He still got the win. That was before the rule.
the DNQ rule.
Right.
Martinsville struggled earlier this season, but, I mean, it's not going to hurt him huge if he, like, gets top 15 there. Whether Kansas, of course, mile and a half. He could do really well there. Denny Hamlin, he won Kansas earlier this year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And he won the fall Kansas race last year too. And then Martinsville, he's really good there. And then Texas, again, pretty good there. Who won Texas earlier this year? Was that Hamlin?
Dylan.
Harvick,
Dylan made this round of 8. He would have definitely made that championship 4. He would have won Texas.
Okay, so
You know what? He
Harvick.
probably would have, just to shit on everyone.
So Harvick is plus 45, and Denny is plus 32. We learned that whatever happens, Denny can still choke it easily like last year. He saved himself.
By winning Phoenix.
Yeah, so third is Brad Keselowski. We can go over it. He's really good at Martinsville. He's been really good there recently. Texas, he's been decent at. Kansas, he won that last year with the same package. He could do good there. He's plus 13. Pretty good cushion, but not huge. Definitely no mistakes. Chase Elliott is where things get really close. That 4th spot, he's got to play really good defense through here now. He's had top 5 speed at Texas at points. He has he's had winning speed and almost won a few races at Martinsville, of course, and Kansas. He almost won last year, and he almost won both races last year. Honestly,
He won 2018.
yeah, he won 2000. I keep forgetting he won 2018. So he's plus 5. Without a doubt, he is not safe. He's got to definitely be on his game. Joey Logano is one to watch out for. You never know when he's just gonna get hot late in the season. So Kansas is pretty good at. With the fake package, he's like pretty good there. Martinsville, he's top 5 there, and Texas, he isn't bad there either. So he is -5 below the cut line. And Truex on back is where points are really useful, but also a win is not recommended, but it's the easy way. It's a way easier way to get in. So Truex is -10. He's good at all 3 tracks. He won at Martinsville, of course, earlier this season. He's won at Kansas before, and he's at a couple close ones at Texas that he's almost won. Alex Bowman's -19, -18. My bad. He's thinking I'm like dead. I don't know if
I'm
you're talking about me, but
tired.
I'm about to die too. So Alex Bowman is -18. I feel like he's in a zone where he's got to win it. He's got to win a race if he wants to make it to the Final Four. And I honestly don't think he will be capable. I don't think he's like incapable of winning, but it's very unlikely he'll make the Final Four.
Watch him go win Kansas this weekend.
I'm not counting it
Go
out.
in Kansas, Texas, and Martinsville.
Sweeps the round.
He-
Sweeps. You know what? He's going to win the next 4 races and ruin the whole entire season.
No, he'll win the next 3 and then finish 4th in the championship standings. Like Dean up at
Because he'll
Phoenix.
finish like 15th or something like that. Yeah.
Actually, he almost won there in 2016.
Yeah. His first race out. Man's just like, I got this.
So
I got this. Let's spin Kansas.
Kansas, didn't he almost win Kansas? Or I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
another race.
2019.
He finished second last year.
Yeah, he almost won in last year, right?
He went he was
Texas.
supposed to go like 3 in a row.
Texas, I remember he had top 10 speed last year in Texas in spring race. Martinsville, he's a pretty good short track racer, but these tracks definitely are not like his greatest. But if he makes the Final Four, Phoenix is one of his better tracks, so don't count him out. Phoenix, if he makes it, which is kind of likely. And Kurt Busch, he got into the round of 8 with a win, and I'm not saying like he shouldn't be in the round of 8, but he has not made enough points. Of course, he has not been that strong as everyone else. So he enters the round of 8 -21, which is pretty much a win zone unless a lot of guys struggle, or he just breaks out and somehow wins it a lot. Then he's in it. Well, he's got to win pretty much.
Do we want to
talk
give our
about
Final
picks now?
Four?
Yeah, let's do
Or do
it.
we want to go picks for the race? Yeah, let's give our Final Four.
Jay,
who
you
wants to go
start
first?
first.
Yeah, we'll give it to Jay.
All right, Final Four. Harvick, Hamlin. I mean, you can't count them out unless they wreck all 3 races or something dumb happens. But Harvick, Hamlin, and then I think Brad. I think he gets in 3rd, and Elliott will take that 4th spot. So raised they are right now, I think is how it'll end up being. Chase Elliott, good at all 3 tracks. I think he'll advance easily, whether he wins or on points. I think he'll have a good run. And then Keselowski, he's good at Martinsville, and he's decent at those mile-and-a-halves. So, and then Hamlin and Harvick, they're good at. Except Harvick isn't good at Martinsville, but Harvick, he's got such a big point cushion that I think he's easily in. So those are my picks.
I'll go next. So Harvick, Denny, Hamlin. I don't think I need to explain those. They're pretty much locked in there. And then final 2 spots, Brad Keselowski, I think he's gonna make it. He's good at all 3 of the tracks. I think he's gonna make it. Martin Truex Jr. is gonna be the 4th spot. I feel like that he's good at all 3 of the tracks that I think he'll just hit something where he'll be ahead of Chase and Logano and everyone else. Well, except the top 3, of course.
Chris, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. All right, I'm going to please both of you two. I'm going to put Harvick, Elliott, Truex.
Oh.
Originally, I had Hamlin in, but Mans is a choke job waiting to happen. Brad's going to make the Final Four. Bold prediction.
Wow.
Well,
Hot
Chris.
take.
Fake harder
Well,
than the
Chris.
sun, dude.
You
Well,
heard it here
Chris.
first, folks.
Are you agreeing
Well,
with me?
you're about
No, but
to
I'm
hear it
just
2
thinking,
times.
like,
I don't think Hamlin makes the Final Four.
Let's go.
Wow.
I don't see him doing
Wow.
it. I think Harvick makes the championship 4. I think that's easy. I think Truex wins one of the races, whether it be Kansas, Texas, or Martinsville. I don't know. I think Keselowski makes it, and I think this final spot will be between Hamlin, Logano, and Chase. I was originally going to say Logano because I know how Logano is. He's quiet, but he can sneak in. Like last year, no one saw him making the championship 4, and all of a sudden he's there. He was going to make it until Denny Hamlin won, and he fell back to like 20th in the final race. But so I was going to go with Logano. Hamlin, I totally would. He has so many bonus points that he could physically just not have a couple good races, but still maybe make it in by a couple. But like I've said before, don't put all your eggs into one basket. I don't like Chase Elliott, but if I'm being completely honest, I see him making that Final Four over Denny Hamlin. Me and Chris have the exact same list. I
Let's
don't
go.
see Hamlin making that Final Four.
No. It's over.
I like him. I want him to win the championship. I really do. I like him. He deserves a championship. But his team, just the cookie crumbles when it's not the right time. I think he doesn't make the Final Four. And Kurt, that's pretty self-explanatory. Bowman won't make it. Logano, I don't think he'll make it, but he'll have a shot, definitely.
Him and Chase will be separated by like 4 points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's what it's going to come down to. That's it.
I thought it was going to be the lone wolf. I don't see Hamlin making it.
No, you knew I was going to go that route. You had to have known.
And once you started talking about it, I was like, wow, I'm really about to say the exact same list.
Yeah. Picks for Kansas. Who's going to win?
Who's going to win? Jay, you start. We're going in the exact same order we just did.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's definitely tough because a lot of these guys could win in the package, and the package, of course, the biggest wild card. I don't know. I think probably Hamlin. He won there in the spring, and it's either him or Harvick in this package a lot of the time. So I think Hamlin gets it done this weekend.
Troy?
Oh, who's gonna win? I'm gonna say Alex Bowman.
You didn't have
He's
him making
good
your
at-
championship
he-
4.
Yeah,
This
completely.
is the first time the whole playoffs I'm going to go with the non-playoff driver winning the race. I think
to pick.
Eric Jones.
Mhm.
I think he's had so much momentum, and this isn't me picking him purely for the win. This is me picking him because I think he has the momentum to back him up, where he has the confidence that I think he can win. I mean, I remember spring race last year, he finished like 3rd, and he had a race-winning car all race, and it was just I know he's good there. I just want to see him break through and get that win.
I'm going to take Truex. It's a 1.5 mile package.
Finished 3rd there earlier this year.
Yeah. And I just have
He's
faith
gonna
in
suck.
him.
He's gonna do
He's going to
trash.
suck. Denny Hamlin. End it now. I'm going to just back myself up. Denny Hamlin.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think Denny Hamlin just does not hit it right. There's always that one race that he just decides, you know what? I haven't spun in 28 races. Let's just do it now,
Yep.
and that'll be this race.
Joey Logano. I just see him just being off.
All right, Jay, who you got?
Oh, man. I don't know. Kyle Busch. He's not very good at Kansas. He did well in the spring, but he's normally not very good, and now he's got nothing to race for.
Mans is going to wreck trying to win the race.
He'll probably
He's gonna wreck Denny Hamlin.
Oh my God. Imagine if that's how it goes. I
That'd
would
be fun to
lose
watch.
it. I would lose it if that happens. We'd have to come back. The clip of you and I saying that Hamlin's going to suck, that's the intro to the next episode.
Yeah,
If that's what
yeah.
happens.
Yeah. If Denny Hamlin as so much as misses finishing top 10, I want the intro to be Danny Hamlin's gonna suck.
Yep,
Boom.
that's it.
Thank you for watching and making it this far into the podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow the Instagram NASCAR Hotspot, and don't forget to check back next week for another episode. It was yet close to the end of the season. Thanks
Bye.
for watching. See you next episode.
See ya.